Hey, everybody. That's right, man. Welcome back to the Bowfishing Buzz, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well.
My name is Matthew, and I'm here with my good buddy D. Schmitty, of course.
Yes, sir.
Episode 68 there, Schmitty.
Episode 68, ready to rock and roll.
What do you think about that?
I think we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
We do.
It's September's right around the corner. All kinds of bowfishing opportunities still available, but I don't know where summer went, to be honest with you. It seemed like we were just getting ready for the Big 20, and now we're rolling into September.
Yeah,
which is
flying by.
Which is just, I don't know if you know this, Matt, but September is the most elite month in the calendar.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
It's a proven fact. It's a proven fact that people born in September are better bow fishermen. They're smarter. They're better looking. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I saw that somewhere one time.
Oh boy.
But
yep.
yeah. And actually, the funny thing about that is it actually is the reverse for the next month after September. Birthdays in October. It is shown that just not a great crop of people. When is your birthday, Matt? I forget now.
The great month of October, baby.
Yeah. October's hard to beat.
It is.
It's hard to beat. The weather,
the stuff is changing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But do not give up on fall bow fishing, Schmitty.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
not.
There's and there's something just to go along with that, Matt, too, that we've been doing. I've been going back and forth with you as well. On our homepage of our website, we've got our banners that we show up there, our slow-mo, cool-looking banners that slide through. We have 4 of them right now that are sliding through. 3 of them are video portions, and then the 4th one is actually an AMS Bowfishing update. We started that in the month of August. All it's going to be is a little, like an August-type update of what the fish are doing, what kind of species we like to target during that time frame here at AMS. There's a little story written up by us here at AMS, and the September one, you guys are going to get to hear it a little bit early, but a fall-time September bow fishing story that I remember. I know we talked about it earlier this week, Matt.
Yeah. Yep. And this is why you do not give up bow fishing in the fall.
Yes. It was September 17th. I remember that because I think it was a Friday night, and then that next Saturday, the 18th, was the opener of bow season.
Okay.
I just remember that night being the night because hunting archery season opened up on the 18th.
I'm surprised you showed up.
Hey, man, when Matthew calls,
I am surprised you showed up then if it was bow season the next day.
It was
opening day.
I don't know. I don't think I hunted that morning. I don't know if I was planning on doing it either, but it was, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock, something like that. And I was.
What year was this again?
I think we looked earlier this week. I think it was 2016.
2016
when it happened.
Right.
Yeah, because remember you said, "Oh man, that was a good year. That was the year you shot that big buff. You guys won worlds in Kentucky." Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, I got woke up by a call from Matt at the wee hours of the morning. It could have been later in the morning than that.
Yeah.
And you guys were down on a body of water in Wisconsin here, and you said, "Hey, we need a scale. We need a scale now. We have a caliber of a fish that we don't usually see. Meet us in the Walmart parking lot."
In Marshfield.
In Marshfield here, which is about 15 minutes south of us. Well, actually, from my house, it's probably a little bit further, but from the shop here, it's about 15 minutes south.
That's where we used to have the big 30 years ago.
In
20,
in Marshfield.
In Marshfield,
yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I remember hearing the seriousness in your voice and being like, okay, I'm not even lying. I remember just the way you were talking, I'm like, okay, this is serious. This is something went down here. A big fish got shot or a record. I don't know what's going on. I ran to the old AMS shop at the time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbed a scale, met you guys at, 3:30 in the Walmart parking lot. And when I walked up to the boat, you and a friend of yours was out, and there was an unreal mammoth of a fish. You want to dive into what that fish all entailed, Matt?
Well, I remember we were actually heading back to the boat launch that night. The only reason...
Yeah, let's hear the story, yeah.
The only reason that we went out that night is because Matt Smazel wanted to see how our LED light. That's when LEDs were just, not a lot of people had LEDs. We had LEDs
7 years ago already. Yeah.
And he wanted to see, he was getting he's going to be changing over lights on his boat. He wanted to see what LED lights looked like.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
So that's the only reason we went out. We were out on the water and we were shooting fish, shooting some carp. It was kind of a slow night.
Yep.
But we were actually heading right back to the boat launch. We could see the boat launch from where we were.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. We're 75 yards from the boat launch.
Yep.
And we're actually idling with the big motor heading back. And all of a sudden, we can see all these V's taking off from us. And I slowed down, and Matt jumped up on the deck, and he's like, let's just stick around here and play around here a little bit. There's some good fish.
Sure.
By the looks of some of these V's.
Yeah, yeah. And do you remember, Matt, was it like a cool September night? I mean, was it dipping down 40 degrees, kind of down
No,
in that
I don't think
lower?
it was even that cold. I
Not
think it was
that
a
bad.
pretty decent night.
Okay,
In
gotcha.
in the middle 50s, I'm going to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Just
it was
curious.
a nice night.
Okay.
And so we slowed down, grabbed our gear, and turned the fan on, and it started looping around through there again. And we kind of made like a circle and came back to where we started seeing the V's.
Okay,
And
yep.
started going back towards the boat landing then. And I saw Matt, he was off to my left on the deck. I saw him draw and shoot. And when he turned around and looked at me, Schmitty, it was like he stuck a shark.
Oh, my God.
The look in his eyes were just like, I was like, what? He goes, I don't know what this is. He said, I think it's a big common, but if it's a common, it's ginormous. This thing is huge, he goes.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, holy cow, you know? So,
Yeah.
so I whip the fan around and start chasing a little bit there, and he slowly starts pulling it up, and I saw the back on this fish come up out of the water, and I shot it, and we let it sink back down, and I'm like, dude, go grab another bow. Put another arrow in this thing.
Yeah.
This thing's huge, you know?
Yeah.
So we did. We put a third backup shot into this fish. We got it in the boat, and I was like, are you kidding me? This isn't supposed to happen in September.
Yeah.
You know, this thing was huge.
Yep.
And I remember Matt sitting there going, oh, he just was kind of an awestruck. He really didn't even say much.
In shock.
Yeah.
At what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. What it was a ginormous big mouth buff.
Yep.
With the hump of a back that I've never seen on a fish before. That thing's back was just ginormous.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah. Even looking at the pictures, when we were looking at those pictures earlier this week, it looks disproportionate. It looks like
did,
something
it did.
was wrong with it, to be honest.
It did. And I know we talked about this on some of the previous podcasts, but this is why you don't give up on fall bow fishing. There's some giant fish to be had. I remember a picture of Matt with his whole fist up past his wrist.
Yep.
In that fish's mouth. That fish had a mouth like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just huge.
Yeah.
And like I said, the eyeballs on that fish were just ginormous.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it 89 or something like
84.
84 is what it was?
84 was the weight. Yep.
I think it's actually still the BAA world record.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Big mouth buff. But I'm telling you what, do not give up on fall bow fishing.
No.
There's some great bow fishing to be had. Yeah. Now, down south where you can bow fish a lot longer than you can up here in the northern states, that's great. But up here in the northern states, we have a lot of the lily pads and the weeds. Oxygen is, the water temperatures are warm. Oxygen levels are getting a little lower and lower.
Yep.
Once those weeds start dying off, they actually start bringing some oxygen back into that water.
Sure.
And the water actually starts clearing up again also.
Yep. Turnover.
There's a little bit of a turnover, correct.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. And some of them fish move back into the shallow waters.
Yeah.
Like the buffs up here in Wisconsin, Derek, you kind of know once they kind of come in and do their spawning in, April, May, once they start doing their spawning and stuff, they kind of slide back out to deep waters.
They get harder to get on, for sure.
A lot different than some of the buffs down south where they're feeding on pea gravel bars and stuff
Right.
like that, or weed lines and stuff like that. They're just different here in some of the inland lakes here in Wisconsin.
Yep.
But some of the fish will actually start moving back into those shallows again. So don't just hang your bow fishing bow up at this time of year and get ready for deer hunting, because there's some great bow fishing to be had, and it's so beautiful out there, Derek.
Yep.
Oh man, you get those hunter's moon, they call them, or like last night the moon was just ginormous coming up.
So bright. You don't need, like, you're outside at midnight, you won't even need a flashlight. It just lights everything
Right.
up. And I know there's been a couple nights too when we're out in September, October, and just that last half hour of daylight.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yep.
You get the colors, and then to go along with that, usually in September, like we just said, there's not as many people out shooting fish. These fish are starting to feel less pressure that they haven't had since, ice up almost.
Right. And that's a good point to bring up, Derek. That's a good point to bring up, because not only is there less bow fishermen, You know what else there's a lot less of on the water?
Pleasure boaters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jet skiers, inner tubers.
Yep.
You know, you got your fishermen here and there and stuff, but that is slowing down big time after we got Memorial Weekend coming up.
Right.
Here.
Right.
You know, things will really start slowing down.
Yep. Yep.
So
That's like the last hurrah, it seems like, of the summer.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, do not give up on fall bow fishing.
Yeah. And I know when we got back, I brought that scale. We weighed that fish. Do you remember what happened when we got that first initial? And I screwed it up. I screwed it up big time. Maybe you don't remember. I remember because I felt terrible. I was videoing you guys weighing that fish.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was the first time you guys were putting this fish on a scale.
Yes, because we were kind of guessing and estimating what it was because we didn't have a scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was filming because that would be an awesome video, weighing a potential record buff. And it was going to be all genuine reaction. It's not like you weighed it and then we're like, oh yeah, all right.
Let's do that again.
Let's do it again. This time let's film it. No, this is the first time. I remember filming and you guys someone had to hold the scale right and someone was putting the fish on there. So I was reading out the weights. And I'm sitting there, and as you would, put the fish on and be slowly letting go of it, 65, 74, 80, 82, 84, and you guys start going crazy. Woo! And do you remember what I did? You didn't hit record? No, I hit record. I totally hit record. Everyone's going crazy, and I go, holy boop! And I remember I said it, I'm like, we're not going to be able to use this footage because I just swore. It was I was so excited, like, holy cow. I didn't say cow.
You didn't say
when
cow.
I said it,
you
I'm
said
like,
cow's poop.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my God, I just ruined this amazing video. But I remember doing that. But I remember the excitement was fantastic.
Yeah, it was funny. It was a cool moment.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yep. So get out there. There's still fish to be shot. There's still big fish to be shot.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Fall-time bow fishing.
So in this podcast, we will be talking to Dennis Redden.
Mr.
Redden's
Kentucky.
Outfitters down in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Good friend of ours. He's just going to kind of be going, and we're just going to be asking questions about how his guiding went this year and what he thinks changes are from previous years from bow fishing in Kentucky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everything. So we're going to be giving Dennis a call here. But first, Schmitty, we do have some
holy moly
BAA records here. I'll let you go ahead and start those out already, Schmitty.
BAA records, first off, congratulations to Hunter Neely with his BAA South Carolina state record gizzard shad, 5 pounds. Nice shooting, Hunter.
You bet.
Awesome name, too.
Then we've got Jacob Kinney with his BAA Vermont state record, long-nosed gar, 11 pounds.
Nice. Congrats to Will Bleischmidt. I think that's maybe how we're going to say that. Bleischmidt on his BAA Kentucky state record quillback, 6.8 pounds. Nice shooting, Will.
Nice job.
Oh, boy, you're going to have to clear your throat and have a drink of water.
I'm going to have to take a drink of water before this one. We've got Steve Corbin with a bunch of BAA and state and world records. All right, so this is going to be he's got a pile of them here.
Yeah.
We've got the Maryland state and world record Elmico Jack at 3.8 pounds. We've got the California state and world record Specklefish Midshipman at 0.76 pounds. We've got the Maryland state spadefish at 4 pounds. California state and world record leopard shark at 35 pounds.
Wow.
Alabama state record bluefish at 2.85 pounds. California state and world record yellowfin croaker, 0.71 pounds. California state and world record thornback at 3.71 pounds. And the California state and world record diamond stingray at 141.2 pounds.
Oh. Wow.
Got a gallon of water?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to be losing your voice. That was good Lord,
I'm out of
Steve.
breath.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Congrats
crazy.
to Steve there.
Yeah, nice shooting. This next one.
Oh, boy.
Matt, can you hit the applause button, please?
No, I'm not going to.
This next one, congratulations to this given individual on his BAA Wisconsin state record silver at 26.4 pounds. This individual is a big fish killer, okay? He won't admit it. I sure as heck will. Congrats to Matthew Schillinger on his BAA Wisconsin state record silver, 26.4 pounds. Sincerely, nice shooting, Matt. That's awesome.
I know we talked about it in the past podcast.
Yep.
But now it just got officially got the certificate and stuff and all that stuff. So.
Yep. So nice shooting.
And along with that, also a great job to the BA, members or not members, but the BA,
the board and everything,
board officials and everything that are taking care of this for everyone, because it's nice to get a little certificate.
Oh yeah.
Recognizing that you've got a state or world record. So hats off to the officials there at the BA.
Yeah, that's a lot to keep track of too.
Yeah, because
there's a lot of fish that you got to keep track of, weights and species and pictures and official weights and everything.
Because they have full-time jobs. This is not their full-time job. They're not getting paid for this.
Right.
So they're doing this on behalf of them wanting to do this.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So hats off to them. Last one here. Congrats to Connor Colbrine on a bunch of youth records. That's always cool. We like those youth records, getting the kids out. Congrats. California State and World Record Leopard Shark at 6.8 pounds. California State and World Record Pacific Thornback at 3.14 pounds. California State and World Record Bat Ray at 56 pounds. Mm-hmm. And the California State and World Record Pacific Needlefish at 1.13 pounds. Nice shooting to Connor.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I'm guessing that Connor and Steve were bowfishing together.
I'm guessing Steve Colbrine and Connor Colbrine, there's a little bit of an affiliation there for sure.
Yep. Schmitty, before you move on to calling Dennis, I got a message from one of our buddies over in Michigan.
Okay.
Oh. All right. If you remember our good buddy, our young buddy over there, Easton?
Oh, Easton. Okay, yes. I remember Easton.
He sent me a message saying, let's see here. So he says, from the last time we have spoken, I was shooting in the Michigan, Association of Michigan Lake Erie tournament in July 1st. And I shot 2 more record fish.
Really?
A bigmouth buffalo, which was a BAA Michigan youth record, and a greater red horse that was a youth and adult Michigan record as well.
Oh, my gosh.
As a youth world record.
Oh.
Yeah.
Easton, you certified killer.
So his buff was 10.7 pounds. Okay.
10.7. Gotcha.
Yep. Come on, X off of there. And his greater red horse was 6.3 pounds.
Good Lord.
Yes.
How cool is that?
But Connor wasn't done, Schmitty.
Jeez.
I can't get my phone to X off here.
Just everyone listening, watching Matt trying to get through his phone right now is just pure comedy.
Okay, so everybody that knows here, I'm going to, I got my phone in my hand here, and I'm going to flip my phone around because Connor said, show this to Schmitty.
If it's a...
All right?
No! I knew it.
There it is.
Oh, okay, let me see it again. Let me see it again. Oh, it blends right in with his shirt.
It does.
Gosh.
A nice big old goldfish again, Schmitty. I think we're going to have to make a trip over to Michigan and go out with our young buddy over there, Connor, and shoot some goldfish.
Easton. Out there with Easton.
Yeah. Yep, Easton.
Yeah.
There it is. He said, make sure to show this to Schmitty.
Look, Easton, God bless you. You're out these shooting the fish here, all these youth records. That's just stunning. But to have to send that just to rub that in my face, I can't say I'm a fan. I can't say I'm all for that. I can't say it. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome, Easton.
It is.
I love seeing those pictures. I do want to shoot a goldfish bad.
Yeah,
I think that's just a cool thing to shoot. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But nice shooting, Easton. That's always cool that he reaches out to us and shows us some pictures there.
Where is my...
Oh, we got to give him an applause for sure. Yes.
And that's to all the BA records.
Yep.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
That's
nice
awesome.
Shooting. Nice shooting.
Nice job. Social media, I think after this break, we'll give our good buddy Dennis Redden a jingle.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Why I Bowfish. Hunting fish with a bow. Non-stop action. Never slow. By day, by night. Great shots. Great fights. With family, with friends. Trash talk never ends. And kids, they love it. If they miss, think nothing of it. By foot, by boat, by board or canoe. How you do it is up to you. Aim low. Shoot fast. Watch your shadow. Watch the grass. Shoot carp, raise, or gar. Shoot 'em close. Shoot 'em far. Stout arrow. Barb tip. Retrieve a reel. Let it rip. Bow fishing. Give it a shot.
And welcome back to the Bowfishing Buzz. All right, Schmitty, let's call up our good buddy, Mr. D. Redden.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Mr. Dennis Redden, this is Matthew and Derek from the Bowfishing Buzz. How are you doing today?
Hey, Dennis.
Man, I'm doing fine. How about y'all? Y'all doing good?
We're doing good.
We're doing great. We could use some rain because my
man.
poor little brassicas and my turnips they could use a little drink of water.
Yeah, we are dry. We are so dry up here.
Well, I wish we could send some of this rain to you because we are not dry. We've been getting a record amount of rain for August for us.
Oh, wow.
Usually in August, we don't get no rain. And I know Mayfield in one day got over 10 inches.
Oh, my
gosh.
So we've got plenty. I wish you had part of it.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I don't think we've gotten 10 inches over the last 2 months.
No.
Not even close.
Well, usually in August, we're begging for rain, But
right.
not this year.
Wow.
Nah.
Because you and I were talking last week, Dennis, and you were saying that this is the first time that you can ever remember that they have the gates open on this time of year.
Last week, they had 2 gates open the first part of the week, and I have never remembered having gates open in August.
Wow.
Usually it's the water's low on the river, and the barges are crying because the water level's low, but they was open for like 3 days.
Wow.
Last week.
So was the water flooding below the dams, or was it out of the banks, or not? Was it getting close?
No, the river level was 7 foot above normal.
Oh, wow.
Below the dam. And the lake was like 2 foot above normal, the lake stages.
Wow.
So that's the reason they opened the gates. And of course, when they opened the gates, that messes everything up, especially when you're shooting a river.
Right. Right. But it works out nice if you get a little more of it, and then it goes back into the flooded fields. That opens up a whole new ball game for bow fishing as well.
Oh, yeah, in the springtime. But this time of year, it's aggravating because the farmers, it floods their crop, if it gets out.
Sure.
But it didn't get that high. But it was up in the bushes. We shot some grass carp, up feeding on the grass.
Yep. They're probably feeding. They're probably feeding right in the people's grass yards, huh? Right in their yards.
Well, on the river that was up. Now the lake, of course, they've started to draw down on the lake for winter pool.
Gotcha.
So it was 358, whereas it was supposed to be 356.
Okay.
And summer pool's 359. So it was nearly up to summer pool in August.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
But it made some good shooting for the buffalo. The water come up there a couple of foot, and we had 4 or 5 good nights on buffalo.
That's good.
Cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. That's good. So I think, Dennis, we're going to get started here. I think Derek's going to start it out by asking you a couple of questions, and we'll just have fun talking bow fishing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
First thing I'll ask here, Dennis, just how have you been lately? How's life been lately? What are you up to? I personally, I haven't talked to you much over the last couple months here. Just everything good down there in Kentucky?
Oh, yeah. Been working basically 5-6 nights a week, and just wound up my last client Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And then I leave for Colorado elk hunting in about 4 days.
Wow.
Well, that's exciting. That's very cool.
So that's the reason I cut them off. Usually I'll run the first 2 weeks of September, but this year elk hunting come up, so we cut it off the last week of August.
Right.
Sure. That's very cool.
And actually, Dennis, you were so darn busy this year.
Yeah.
I came down for the Jared Ashmore Youth Tournament to take out Cody. You were so busy with clients, we never got a chance to go bow fishing together. The only night we got to go out was when we took your grandkids out.
It's been good. I'm blessed to have this much business, but I've been turning clients away for the last 3 weeks, probably a month.
Wow.
And actually, I had a call yesterday wanting to book for next week, and I'm like, I'm not going to be here, man. I'm going to be in Colorado.
Yeah.
But it's the bow fishing has been good this year. It's really been good.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks in August when we got all that rain, it kind of messed it up. It's not normal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the fish, you know, I'm not complaining. I had a good year.
Right.
Had lots of fish die, so that's a good thing.
Good.
What do you think you got there? A couple about 1,000 pounds of fish you removed from the rivers down there?
Yeah. a lot of times that was one day.
Yeah. Right.
I think the most we shot in one day was 5 water tanks full.
Oh boy!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the water tank holds about 500-600 pounds.
Sure.
Oh jeez. Good Lord,
Like I said,
that's awesome.
It was pretty good, but then when we got all that rain, it jacks the water up, and like I said, they opened the gates, and
Yeah.
I don't know what about all the rain, but it changed the fish. Instead of being up in the daytime, we had to go to nighttime. And y'all know how it is below Barkley Dam. That's where I stay half the time, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they just go away, and when they go
Right.
away, then you got to go to Plan B. We'll get on the river.
Yep. Exactly. So, Dennis, what is the biggest learning curve that new clients need to learn in order to be successful?
If I guess I would say, if I say it once, I'll say it 50 times a night at minimum, is you shooting over them. You're shooting high. Get high. They do not realize that them fish, you know,
Yeah.
are
Yep.
a foot deeper than what they look like they are.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably would be the biggest thing that some of them have to adjust to. Because I know I had one client 2 weeks ago that I kept telling him, you know, you're shooting over him. And he said, I just can't bring myself to shoot any lower. And I was like, well, if you don't, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good shot. He just kept shooting right over the back.
Yep.
And, you know, so I'd say that would be what they would have to adjust to, you know, especially in the clearer water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of these people that's even bowfish the lake a lot, and then they get on the river where, you know, you can see 3 foot deep.
Right.
And it's just a different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So you kind of touched on it a little bit there, Dennis, but just in general, how do you feel the bowfishing was down in Kentucky this year compared to the last couple of years? I mean, has it been pretty good in general or more of a down year? I know you said you got a lot of water here in August.
Yeah, June, July was good. You know, we spent most of the time below Barkley Dam, and it was good. You know, clients shoot all they want to shoot. So the August rains did, especially when they opened the gates, did mess us up a little in August. But June and July was fantastic, really. I mean, and then even when the gates was open in August, I swapped over back to the lake, and we got shooting buffaloes and had, you know, had a week or two of good shooting on buffaloes. So I would classify it as a good year overall.
Okay,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Now that's for silvers. Now, I mean, everybody's hollering big heads. They want to shoot big heads.
Yeah.
I think the silvers on the river are choking the big heads out.
Yep. No doubt. And every other fish that's living in the rivers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because the netters, the commercial guys that's making a living by it, you know, they're staying on the lake most of them. A few of them on that river, but there's so much current there and barge traffic, they have a hard time. So the silvers are getting more on the river and they're getting less on the lake because, you know, them netters they're taking out 10,000, 15,000 pounds a day.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Right.
And nets. So
do you think that the netting is putting a dent in the population of silvers on the up in Kentucky and Barkley Lakes?
yes.
Yeah.
I think definitely on Kentucky. And the reason I say that, you know, you'll still have 3 or 4 nights jumping the boat on the lake, but you won't have them nights where you have 10 or 15 jumping in the boat. So it seems like they have the population has slowed down on the lake some, and the bighead population has come back on the lake. So that's, you know,
and that
but
should
on
tell
the
you.
river,
Yep.
yeah, on the river it's not the silvers and you know, especially the Tennessee River right now has got a whole wad of about 1 to 2 pound fish, and you know, in a couple of years that's going to be the fish we'll be shooting.
Right.
And right now on the Tennessee, they are thick, really thick.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's. I haven't targeted them because we rather have the 10 to 15 pound silvers, you know.
Yeah.
The 1 and 2 pounders, they're a lot quicker. They don't like the light.
Sure.
And so they're harder to shoot. So we try to stay where we're shooting the better size fish.
Gotcha. Now, Dennis, I remember coming down to your place. You got a cabin on Kentucky Lake there. And I remember this was kind of before they started really netting the fish on Kentucky Lake. We would walk down by your dock there, and you would have silvers swimming around in your little cove there. And
right.
I haven't seen them there in the last recent years that I've been down there. Have you seen them back in there?
No. Not nothing like they was,
right,
say, 5 years ago.
Yep.
And I think that's the netting is actually helping. It's taking a toll. You know, it's a shame they can't do that on the river.
Right.
And, you know, here I am. That's the way I'm making a living is shooting the silvers. But I wish they was all gone because I can see what it's going to do to the ecosystem. You know, it's. I mean,
yeah, they're bad news.
They're too many of them, and they're so aggressive, and they out compete all of your fry.
Yeah. Of
your, you know, the game species.
Yep, you got that right. So, any super memorable nights on the water this year, Dennis, with your clients?
Oh, like I said, you know, probably the days that we're shooting 5 tanks. That kind of sticks in your mind. You know?
I bet.
And one other day, of course, I have calls for spoonbills all the time, and you know, you've been down here, you and Derek both. You know, you shoot an occasional spoonbill every now and then. So I don't target them. You know, if somebody calls me looking for spoonbills, I tell them we will try, but it's not a good chance. And one day this year, down there in the daytime, they shot 3 spoonbills off my boat in one day.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, you know, and then, of course, when them pictures hit Facebook for a week, everybody's like, man, I want to go shoot one of them spoonbills. Like, we'll go, but and we never did shoot another one.
No, isn't that crazy?
Right. It's just and the big heads down there are about the same weight, you know. Yeah. We had a couple of good days down there where we were shooting big heads, you know. We shot 1 50-pounder down there.
Nice.
You know, but to go target them big heads, it's just a different ball game,
right?
You know.
Sure. Yep. Sure. Dennis, when you say that your clients are shooting 5-6 tubs on a good day down there, you got to be sweating to death.
Well,
I mean, because I'm sure that you're taking a lot of those fish off, and there's, you know, I'm sure you're doing a lot of work when you've got 3 to 4 clients on the deck of their boat shooting that many fish.
Yeah, and a couple of trips I had clients get too hot.
Oh, really?
You know, just, well, if we're shooting up at the dam, that concrete wall, that sun, that concrete absorbs it, and it's just like a heater going off, you know. And when you're down there and you're fighting it and you're shooting just quick as you can shoot, you get too hot. Yeah, it's work. I'm telling you, it's work. I have to stay on them, you know, take a break, go sit down, drink some Gatorade or water. Yeah. Because trust me, in a 6-hour trip, if you shoot 5 tanks full, that's nearly a tank an hour. And you know how that's a 70-gallon water trough. And that's not work. I don't know that I'm going to do it every day for sure. But you don't have them days all the time, you know. And then it's below Barkley Dam and Kentucky Dam. It seems like it's feast or famine. You know, you either in fish up to your eyeballs, or you can't find one nowhere. It's just kind of the way it is. If they're up, they're up. And if they ain't, you got to go to plan B.
And for no rhyme or reason, right?
I've tried and kept up with the barometric pressure. I've kept up with the moon phase. I've kept up with everything. I cannot put nothing definite. It seems like on a full moon, the daytime is better and the nighttime is worse.
Okay.
When it's full moon.
Yep.
But other than that, a lot of it depends on which generators they're running through the dam.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. If they're running 1 or 2, it's usually a good day. Sometimes when they're running 4 and 5 or 6, it can be a struggle. But I think it's got to do with the way the current comes out of the dam.
Sure.
It's the only thing I can figure out. And somebody smarter than me may be able to figure it out.
And I'm also guessing too that it's also when that water comes through the generators there, it's got to be pushing up something. That those fish are feeding on or something. When it's closer to the rocks, is it bringing up more stuff that's little algae, or not algae, but small little stuff, plankton and stuff that they're eating on and stuff that, versus the further out generators where it's not rubbing against it, where it's not blowing against the banks there or something like that. Maybe Who knows?
I guess I don't know. But them fish are trying to go upstream. Mother Nature's telling them to go upstream to spawn, and they'll spawn several times a summer, and they're trying to go upstream, and they get to the dam, and they can't, and they just start making circles up there. Everybody needs to see Barkley Dam when the fish are up.
Exactly.
It will blow your mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of a double-edged sword for me because, I've done several TV shows and all, and people see that, and then they come down here and they expect it to be like that every day.
Right.
But,
sure.
Like I said, it's either feast or famine. Some days you go down there and it just ain't happening,
Sure.
Sure. But people will watch his YouTube videos or watch y'all's videos and all, and they think it's supposed to be like that every day.
Right. Yeah. I know we had a stretch there of like 3 years, Dennis, where we just hit them just right.
Oh yeah. It's and it was even good. Me and Cody went and checked them out Thursday night. Be a week ago tomorrow, and that's after they closed the gates, and then it had a couple of bad nights. Couldn't get much on the river. We went to check it because I had clients coming in, and they was back up. It looked like middle of June.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah. We shot for about, we shot maybe an hour, and then Cody's like, man, I'm tired. I'm like, we went and tried to find some big heads.
Yeah.
But, they was up good.
Yeah.
But then the next night, they said there was nothing up there.
Oh.
So, it makes it hard guiding, because people want to see that. And that's what I try to get them to see it if they're up.
Yeah.
But some days they are and some days they're not.
Right. Well, Dennis, if anyone's been watching any of our videos over the last, 7 or 8 years, they've seen a video or a picture or something of Ty and Cody. How are the boys doing? What have they been up to lately?
Well, they've both turned 17 this year.
Oh, okay.
They think they know everything.
Oh.
You remember how you was when you was 17?
Yeah, probably same deal, yeah.
And it's not hardly as cool to be out with Grandpa as it used to be, but they still go a lot. Ty, he is fishing the high school bass fishing team.
Oh,
right.
Cool.
So he stays on the water a whole lot for the tournaments and stuff. And Cody, of course, he's homeschooled. Cody still shoots with me quite a bit, helps me out. Well, they both do when I have clients that want somebody to help. Cody bought him a bow fishing boat.
I saw that. Yeah.
Really
How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And So he's excited about that. And, of course, his little sister, and Ty's little sister, both of them, Tori and Bella, they have got off into it. And now they just worry me to death, Pops, when you taking us bow fishing, So, I've got lots of family that wants to go if I have a free night.
Sure.
You just sent me a couple pictures last week of Tori shooting some silvers down there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Tori is she gets to go more than Bella because, well, Bella's in basketball. She's in volleyball. She's in everything.
Yeah.
And she's public school. So she's limited to the weekends.
Right.
And, of course, I'm booked up nearly every weekend. But Tori's homeschool, so she can talk her mom into letting her do her homework of a night.
Yeah.
And then get to go bow fishing the next night. So she gets to go a little more. She's finally got up. She's pulling up poundage that, she's sticking in the fish good.
Yeah.
She don't like the willow flies. Tori just hates willow flies.
Oh, okay.
We was out, I guess it's been a week and a half ago, and the willow flies was terrible. And I thought she was going to go nuts.
Oh, really?
The willow flies. Yeah, she didn't like them at all. She said, I need some spray. I was like, honey, that spray won't keep them willow flies off of you. But, usually we don't have that many willow flies late August. But, boy, this year, we had a good hatch last week.
Yeah, maybe it's all that rain you've been getting. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. It's got everything screwed up.
Yeah.
Seems like.
I know when I was down there for the Jared Ashmore tournament, Dennis, I had a blast with Tori because she was so excited. She shoot a fish and I just love, first she's got that awesome Kentucky accent,
Yep.
And she was just so thrilled when she was shooting. She just has such a good time. I had a great time with Tori down there.
Yeah, she loves it, and like I said, Bella does too. They both. Every time, if I take one, don't get the other, and I have to take the other because they keep up. Well, you took her more than you took me, so
exactly. Yeah, and how old is Tori? What is Tori? 12, 13?
Well, she's 11 and Bella's 12.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Bella's a year older. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Dennis. Yep. Go ahead.
No, I said, they're both pulling enough weight now that they're killing fish pretty consistently.
That's good. That's great to see.
That's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I kind of think I know the question to the first part of this question here, Derek.
Know the answer to the first part?
I know the answer. The question to the question.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you're out shooting, Dennis, what is your favorite species to target when you have clients? And what is your personal favorite species to shoot when you are out targeting fish yourself?
Well, when I got clients, it's the silvers just where, that's the easiest for me. I can put them on them nearly every night. And we shooting some silvers just weighing up 20, 25 pounds sometimes,
Yes.
So there's lots of targets. They're not that hard to find. So for guiding, the silvers is definitely the way to go.
Yep.
As far as me, I shot buffalo back before there was any such. I didn't know what an Asian carp was.
Yeah.
That's what we won a lot of our tournaments on was buffalo. So buffalo still holds a special place in my heart for shooting now.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And also the big heads. So it would probably be a toss up between the buffalo or the big heads.
Sure. Yep.
It's, I don't know if I had to just pick one, it'd probably be the big heads, really. I mean, even though I like when you shoot that buffalo and you hear it go through the water or cut in the water, I like that, but still, there's nothing like flipping that light on and seeing that mouth that looks like a 5-gallon bucket sitting there coming at you.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's cool.
So the big head would probably it would barely nudge out the buffalo.
Okay,
gotcha.
But I still like them big buffalo, especially during the spawn.
Yeah. Well, you have the Kentucky record. You beat somebody.
Yeah, you beat somebody here. Yeah.
I don't know who that guy was. He was some Yankee, I think.
Oh man.
But Yeah, I keep thinking I'd like to have one to break that 100-pound mark, but boy, I don't know if I'm ever going to get that done or not.
They're there.
I don't know.
I think they're there. You know,
I do too. Really,
they're there.
I know. I know the big heads are,
right,
but I just can't. They're not everywhere. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Needle in haystack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, Dennis, your raw, unfiltered thoughts on Worlds being in your home state of Kentucky in 2024. What do you think about that?
Well, I like it for the local boys to have a chance to shoot it.
Sure.
But if the people would just respect, I get more calls that week about people living on the lake complaining about people running by their houses or campsites at 3 o'clock in the morning with a loud boat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's of course, you know, we've got LBL side, you know, lots of territory there. If they would stay there, it wouldn't bother, but
sure,
it puts a lot of traffic on the lake.
Sure.
You know, like I said, I'm proud that it's here for the local guys to get to shoot in it, but you know, they need to have a little respect.
Yep.
And
yep.
Stay off the private side after 12, 1 o'clock, you know,
Right.
if you're running big lights or you're running a airboat or a air fan.
Yep.
But you know, I've always said we're in the bowfishing capital of the world, you know, because I can drive from my house an hour and, you know, I can get big heads, I can get big buffalo, I can get big grass carp, you know, and lots and lots of water. So I understand why they want to have it here. I just wish they would have a little more respect. And in most of it's during the scouting.
Right.
I don't hear about it too much. Of course, you know, it's on Saturday night. They kind of expect that on Saturday night. But, you know, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before the Worlds, it'll be covered up in boats.
Yeah.
And now what Dennis is talking about, for those that are unfamiliar with the waters there, is you have LBL side, which is land between the lakes. Okay?
Right. And it's on Barkley and Kentucky.
Right. And there's no houses on that side of the water. On the other side, you got all your houses and marinas and resorts and stuff like that.
Yep.
So there's about 60 miles of shoreline on Kentucky and Barkley, like you said, that there's no houses.
Yep.
Nothing. You're not bothering nobody.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
It's very nice. I mean, you know, you don't know how fortunate you are when you live down here. Yep. I mean, if you like to bowfish, it's just it's the bowfishing capital of the world.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know. What do you think, Dennis? Should we put the old gloves back on and come out of retirement for Worlds next year?
Ooh.
Well, you know, you're not the first one that's asked me for that. But actually, before I even knew the date on the World, I had booked a bow hunting trip to Canada for black bear.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Wow.
It's cool, but I'm not even going to be here to see all my old friends. You know, shoot it if I wanted to.
Right.
So
boy.
I done booked that, and so I'll just have to wish them all well. And
Yep.
I'll let you come out of retirement, Matt.
Well, then maybe I'll have to grab Jeremiah and Damien then.
Yeah, well, good luck. Yeah, getting them too.
Right.
When they retired, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Of course, Damien's on the water all the time, guiding. He stays busy, and Jeremiah, he's into bass fishing with Ty.
Sure.
Yep. I actually think the last tournament that we shot in as a team was probably that last year we shot in that Bass Pro US Open and the championships and stuff like that. Which was probably right around 2019 or so or something like that.
Yeah, That's probably because other than when I went to South Dakota with you, Matt,
Yep.
the world,
Right.
I haven't shot a tournament in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I
Sure.
guess, 3 years. But, it's kind of hard for me to pull out and shoot tournaments when I'm booking solid on every weekend. So,
Right.
it's just, that's just the way it is, kind of.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think Jeremiah and Damien have shot a tournament in probably 5 years.
Wow.
Sure. Yep.
The all-out carp out was in 2016. That's probably
Yeah.
I guess that's probably the last big tournament. I can't think of any more.
Well, I think in 2019 or 2018 we took like 4th in the Bass Pro US Open. And then we took 2nd in the Muzzy Classic that year. We shot that 76-pound big head.
Right.
Yep.
Right. That was. I do remember that very well. Yeah.
Yep.
And then y'all won the Worlds in 2016 also. So Jeremiah was still shooting hard.
Right. Yes.
In 16, 17, but that's about the time Ty started. He's been on the high school bass fishing team since he's in the 6th grade.
Oh,
Sure.
wow.
He's a junior this year, so time flies by. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
But I'm proud for him. He's doing really good in the bass fishing, and that's probably more important than the bow fishing for him right now because he might get his college paid for, hopefully, or part of it someday.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I encourage the bass fishing, even though I'm not a bass fisherman. I've cussed them all my life. I've got 2 in the family now, so I guess that proves you can change.
Right. I know they were all the way up here in Wisconsin competing in a bass tournament up here on the Mississippi River.
Oh, wow.
Right. That was the high school of the Worlds, I think what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the same weekend that we were down there for the Jared Ashmore Youth Tournament.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the reason Ty didn't, because he was wanting to shoot. He's got one more year in the Jared Ashmore, and he was wanting to shoot this year, but he had to go up there and fish. So, that's the reason we just had Cody and Tori in there.
Right. Because I remember Jeremiah, Ty's dad, called me and says, "Hey, Matt, we got to come up and bass fish on the Mississippi River. You got any spots for us up there?" And I was like, I haven't targeted bass my whole life. I said, I can show you where there might be some carp that you can shoot down there, but I probably not any good with bass.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's kind of the way I am,
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it, when he first started as a 6th, 7th grader, sometimes Jeremiah would be working, so I ended up taking him and Cody on 2 or 3 tournaments, and then they quit letting the homeschoolers fish them, so it was just him. But actually, we done pretty good with me running the boat for him, because everywhere that we would shoot buffalo, he could catch bass.
Oh, wow.
And we kind of put that together, and it worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
I just take him to all my buffalo holes.
I was going to say, you had quite a few holes.
Yeah, I did. I just had to watch and see who was watching. I didn't want to give none of them away. But they actually won 2 or 3 tournaments like that.
Cool. That's really cool.
The same thing that was drawing the buffaloes there was drawing the bass there, too.
Nice. Yep, same feed or something.
It made me looking like I knowed what I was doing, and I didn't. I had no clue about the bass, but I didn't know where to go find buffalo.
That's funny. That's
cool.
funny.
That's cool.
So Dennis, fantasy football is coming up. We actually have our fantasy football draft here coming up tomorrow afternoon after work.
Yep.
What do you think the punishment should be for the loser of our AMS Fantasy Football League? What do you think the punishment should be?
Gosh, that's a tough one there.
Yes. And keep in mind that Matt and I, Matt and I might lose, so we might not want it to be too bad.
If I thought y'all was going to lose, I'd tell you, y'all would have to dress up in dresses and go make a video of shooting fish.
All right. There you go.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Hey, now we want the whole thing, the high heels, the makeup.
Oh,
we want
man.
it to look good. But you'd have to video it to prove everybody that
All right.
punishment you went through with it.
That's
All right,
that's a pretty good one there. That's pretty good.
If Schmitty, if you come in last place, you have to dress up like a girl the whole thing and go shoot fish, and we got to film it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I lose, I get to back the boat in the water.
Oh, really? That's how that goes, huh? Really? All right.
You got to put it on. You got to put it on YouTube now. where everybody can
boy.
see it,
Oh man. Oh man. All right. I like that idea. Matt, are you willing to shake my hand right now that if you or I lose, we got to dress up and shoot fish in a dress? Are you willing to shake my hand and make that official?
Now, there's 8 teams in our fantasy draft. We had to come in 8th place.
Yes, we had to come in dead last.
Here you go, Schmitty.
Oh, Dennis, we're shaking hands.
Oh boy!
All right, there it is.
Yep.
Hey, and you got to let us all know where it's going to be aired and when it's going to be aired.
We'll have to keep everybody updated on our podcast and throughout the NFL season of how things are going here.
Yeah, my heart is pounding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because I want to be sure. I want to be sure and see this.
Yeah.
You do. Hopefully you win it. I'm not wishing you no bad luck, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. Yep.
It would be entertaining. Yep, we'd have everybody listening to keep up to date on our fantasy football because they'd want to know who's going to be in a dress.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So, Dennis, before we let you get off here, we want to let people know how they can find you or get a hold of you. Any Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah, they can go to Facebook, Dennis Redden. I'm just listed under my name. I've got the website, ReddenOutfitters.com, and you can get my phone number that way, or just, text is the easiest and best way to get a hold of me. I do Messenger a little, but a lot of times I don't see the message on there.
Yeah.
So I try to recommend everybody just to text me, because I try to answer the text within 3 or 4 hours of when I get it. So,
Okay.
And you've got, my number is 270-252-5734.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
text is the easiest, but if they want to see what I'm about and what's happening, just go to my website. I keep some pictures on there and got all my basic information there.
And that's ReddenOutfitters.com.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And we'll have that
We'll link
up
it.
on our. We'll put a link on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
And then also on
Yeah.
our podcast information and stuff like that there. So yeah.
That'd be great. Great.
Well, thanks a lot, Dennis, for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you, Dennis.
And we appreciate everything that you do for us for bow fishing.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
and good luck on your Colorado elk hunt, man.
Yeah,
I
that's exciting.
I hope you have a good turnout out there.
I hope so. I'll send you a picture if I kill one.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate y'all, and anytime, doors always open down here if you want to come. You and Smitty both.
I
Appreciate that.
I might be down there end of October, Dennis.
Yeah, you should. Go down
You've been telling me that
I
for
know.
3 years now.
I know.
I'll have to dig through my archive of old good deer pictures, and I'll just start flooding you with them, and that way maybe I can get you down.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Dennis. Well, you take care and safe travels out west, and hope you do have some luck out there, Dennis.
All right. Y'all boys be careful.
All right. See you,
y'all.
Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis. We'll see you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh man, Matt, I can't be. Do you know what these hairy legs would look like in a dress?
You might be shaving them.
Oh no, that can't. I don't. I have to take a hedge trimmer to them or something. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though. Boy, he had that one loaded up
He
and
did.
ready
He had
to
that
rock
ready.
and roll.
He had that
Yes,
ready.
He did. Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
But
And just so everybody knows that Schmitty's name in fantasy football is, what's your name? Schmitty McTutties?
Schmitty's McTutties, yeah.
Schmitty's McTutties.
And the reason
That's like a tongue.
I'm trying to think, Matt. I don't remember. Gosh, my memory's getting bad. But who won the league last year? I'm trying to remember who took first place and took home all the prize money.
That was not a fair finish last year.
Okay, here are the excuses again.
It was not a fair finish
It
last
was
year.
100% as
No, it was
fair
not.
as it can get.
No. Schmitty and I were in the championship game last year.
Yep, we were.
And it honked because we had both of our quarterbacks going.
Well, it was the Bills-Bengals game that got canceled.
Yep.
I had Stephon Diggs. You had Joe Burrow.
Right.
And then I also had the Bengals kicker going.
Yes.
And if you guys remember back, that was when Damar Hamlin had that injury and he was carted off the field, and it was a terrible scene, and they canceled that game.
Yes.
So it was a
and then that game never continued.
We got our little points that we got through the first quarter, and then that was it. And that's talk about an anticlimactic way for a season.
What otherwise.
Okay.
For sure.
We won't get into this
for
now.
Sure.
We won't get into this now. But it was a crazy way for that to end. That was kind of crazy.
Yep,
but
yeah.
Check out Dennis Redden for sure. If you're looking to go shoot some fish.
Yeah, our good buddy D. Redden down there. ReddenOutfitters.com.
Yes, sir.
Dennis Redden.
Yep. Best in the business. Hands down.
Don't forget, do not give up on fall bow fishing, Schmitty.
Yep. It can be very good. It can be very fun.
Tankers are swimming around that time of year. Go get them.
Yeah.
Go get them, man. Well, we hope you enjoyed episode 68 here, the Bowfishing Buzz, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well.
All of us here at AMS Bowfishing, we wish you the best of luck. Remember, aim low
and think big. Thanks for listening, guys.